I'm planning to mount this horse for the first time today, and the first ride. 2 horses. Day 1. I'm not saying that you should do things the way I do. I'm just gonna show you how I do it. This works for me. I've been doing it this way for someplace in between 100 and 200 horses that I've started. It's not perfect, and I'm sure a lot of people have ways to do it differently, and whatever. But I thought maybe you could think it's fun to see how I do it. That's all. Let's start. To accept a rider. I'm going to prepare him the best way I can, because horses' reactions are just reflections of their emotions. They don't have a plan, they just react according to emotions in the moment. The behavior is just the reactions according to the feelings the horse has. The horse and you wants to feel happy and relaxed, and it's 3 things that affects the emotions. It's care, safety and trust, scary stuff, fear and stress, and hormones, love and frustration. I try to create a sense of security and to be predictable and confident myself. The horse has a calm state of mind here, as you see, and the horse's state of mind is the handler or the rider's responsibility. This clip is not edited. I wanted to show you the real deal. It's polite to knock on the door before you walk into someone's house, yes? Well, the same here. I have a routine before I mount. To mentally prepare the horse, the way I always do, so he knows what's coming. Like, I put a little weight in the saddle, I touch him around, I play with the stirrups, I touch on both sides all over the body. I'm checking that he accepts one leg over and that he's trusting me. He moved because he didn't know that I wanted him to stay. That's all. So I'll ask again. It's not a problem. Well, it's a good way to check that he goes away from pressure. Well, this is good. And I'll ask him to stand by the mountain block again. Yeah. So I'll just explain and I'll ask again. Next to the mountain block. Okay, good. He's at a relaxed state of mind. And I'll mount carefully into the saddle. And he's curious. Good. And he gets a lot of praise. This is a good horse. I like this. He's chewing, and I touch both sides as preparing, and I kind of knock on the door before I visit. And he don't know what to do, so he backs up a little bit, and I'll just ask him to step forward again. I'll spend some time, because we're not in a rush and it's not stress. I'll just ask again. Well, that's perfect. I'll repeat it. Mount the horse. Pet him. And he's a little curious about my legs. So he's playing a little bit with the stirrups and stuff. And I'll just praise him a lot. It's fine. He gets the time he needs. And he's checking things out. It's very cute. Oh well. So, like in humans, what we know well, we're not worried about. And he's in a relaxed state of mind. If you look at his neck, his loose ears, and that he's actually blinking. I think that's all for day 1. So I'll just praise him. I'm very happy with him. He's such a good boy. Such a good boy. So I remove pressure, I loosen the girth, and I pull up the stirrups, let him look around. We're friends, this is fine. What a good boy. I don't lunge before. I feel it's just making the horse stressed and in a higher state of mind. Nothing wrong with lunging. I just don't feel it's beneficial to get this horse in a learning mode. And this is my cameraman for today, a little pale and possibly introverted, not very flexible, but doing its best. When I start horses, I like to just knock on the door. You know, if you get visitors, you want people to knock on the door, so you know that somebody's coming in. It's not much fun if people they just walk into your space and they don't knock on the door. That's pretty much what I do with the horses when I teach them things. I knock on the door. I'm trying to explain what I'm gonna do, and I'm not surprising them. I never surprise them, or never surprise them intentionally. It's the next day, and watch his body language: low neck, loose ears, and he has a low state of mind. It's a great learning mode. We're ready. We're gonna repeat the procedure from yesterday. And more flexible cameraman today. Okay, I'm gonna tighten the girth. Safety, safety. And I'm gonna touch his body. Make him used to my legs along the sides. No surprises. I did all this stuff yesterday as well, but it was kind of hidden because my cameraman was not very flexible. And I'll play with stirrups, make some noise. So this is the way I prepared the horse for the next task. I do it and it's kind of knocking on his door before I enter his space or his back. Too heavy knocking doesn't necessarily means better. So I'll check if he reacts to some weight in the stirrup. It's more weight on one side. See what it does? Nothing. Well, this guy couldn't care less. I never use the stirrups to mount in the beginning. I make sure that I can stand someplace high enough to mount with ease, or somebody to give me a leg, but then here I am, and we'll just hang out for a while. It's no additional tasks because it's only the second time, so I'll let him investigate and be curious and just get used to the feeling of a rider on his back. Well, and I'll praise him until I feel embarrassed about it. No, I'm not embarrassed though. If the horse wants, I'll just let him move a little around. So maybe he'll do that. I'll just enjoy the process and the trust I get. Yeah, well, he doesn't care. He's fine. So I think that's good enough for today. That was day 2. And from the beginning, I make routines. Like, this means that we're done for today because I pull up the stirrups and I walk around, I check out, and then I'll just loosen the girth. Too much praise doesn't hurt. So if you can do the same things, like prepare the horse the same way every time before you ask him to do something, then he's prepared and he knows what you're going to ask him, and it's a lot easier for him to answer you the right thing when he gets your task or your question. So I just try to make it easy for the horse. I never try to surprise him, and I never try to make it hard for him. I always try to make it easy to give me the answer that I want. One of my students just got a new horse, and we're starting it. This is day 3. We're just building a good relationship, and we're making routines to prepare the horse for the tasks. As you see, he has a low state of mind. All 3 of us needs to be in a low state of mind and in learning mode. And the horse's needs determine how quickly one can proceed in this process. We'll invest in the horse, care, time, and love, and let your horse be your most important asset that yields daily returns for more than 20 years. And each good experience adds to the bank. Avoid bad, high-cost experiences Think of it like you're filling your horse's account to the brim with good experiences. So let's make happy and healthy horses for life. Good experiences. This rider is doing a really good job. She has a relaxed state of mind and something that you see the horse reflects. They're both happy, the horse, the rider, and I. So this is day 3 and we're ready to do some more walking. For safety, the rider has a helmet and a vest on. She has no stirrups because it's easier to jump off if it should be needed. It doesn't look like so far. Naturally, he's a little tense about his new task, walking around with a rider on, but not bad, not bad. He's doing this really nice. Are you wondering why our horses don't buck or rear up? It's just because they don't need to get away from an uncomfortable feeling or situation. They are prepared and they are in a learning mode. They're relaxed, in a relaxed, low state of mind. Horses don't like to act up. They prefer not to. If it's not a reason to act up, they won't do it. The city of Rome wasn't built in one day, and today we're solely focused on the building block, walking with a rider on his back, and we'll gradually address some other goals. I never overload a young horse with too many things at once. Letting the rider start to steer more and stop, make halts and stuff, that's the next chapter. It's such a joy working with these two. To be continued, and we're all excited. So thank you for watching, and feel free to leave a comment in the section below. See you next time.